Hi, everyone. We're talking the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie through numerology, and I'm going to show you through Savannah's date of birth why something tragic was going to happen to her mom. I first want to say that my heart goes out to Savannah and her family. Okay, so let's get started. First, we have to put Savannah's date of birth into the Vedic grid. This is what really separates Vedic numerology from other systems because we use the grid to understand the personality and strengths and weaknesses of someone. And then we use that in conjunction with the dasha system. Those are planetary time periods that everybody runs, and we put them into the grid to make predictions. Okay, let's get Savannah's date of birth into the grid. So she was born in December. The 1 goes here, the 2 goes here. The 27th of the month, the 2 goes here, and then the 7 goes here. If it's a double digit for the date of birth, with the exception of the 10th, 20th, or 30th, add that together and put it in. So the 2 plus 7 becomes a 9. Then we go to the year. We don't take the first 2 numbers of the year, only the last 2. So then we add in a 7 and a 1. The final piece is to put in Savannah's destiny number. That's also known as the life path number, but within the Vedic system, we call it the destiny number. She was a destiny number of 3, and here it is in the grid. This is Savannah's grid. So the way that we see the mother through a person's grid is by the number 2. Okay, let's look at why she disappeared and the tragedy that happened. So we see this from the ones that are within Savannah's date of birth. So having more than 1 is known as -1. And this is going to play a huge part in what went terribly wrong. And so we see that these 1s are squared to the 2, and it's a -1. And then what we need to do is go to the dasha system. I've calculated this off camera because there's some math involved, and I didn't think anyone was really interested in a math lesson on a Friday. But she was in her sun dasha. And so effectively, we put another 1 in. And so now Savannah has -1s, but it's 3 of them, right? So it's a challenge. And so this was going to cause problems in Savannah's life, but we're more concerned right now with looking at what it was going to do to her mom. These 3 1s are squaring the 2. And then we want to see, well, what was the challenge? Was it going to be financial problems? What was going to happen? So then we go to Savannah's birth chart. I'm not going to put it up just because we're really focusing on the numerology, but you can never separate Vedic numerology from astrology. So we look at where the sun is in Savannah's birth chart, and it's in Sagittarius in the nakshatra of Mula. And while Mula is a very deep, introspective, spiritual nakshatra, right? It's where the galactic center is. It's really about getting to the root and the heart of things. It's also a destructive nakshatra and one of great violence. And so we can see that this is being squared to the mother, that there was going to be something that happened to the mother during this time period, because Savannah was going to be in her sun dasha from December 27th, 2025, right? It basically just started for 1 year until December 26th, 2026. And so we know something was going to happen to her mom at that time, but that's a whole year. We have to pinpoint down when it was. And so I did this off camera as well. Savannah was running her number 3 Jupiter Antar dasha. So we put that into her grid, right? We leave the 1 in and then put in a 3. And then you may be thinking, yeah, but Jupiter's a benefic planet. It's, it represents the guru, higher knowledge, wisdom, optimism. But when there's more than 1 3, it becomes -3. Now, we have to look at the person's entire grid to understand what was going to happen, because 2 3s can make someone immoral, or at least for that time do immoral things. And based on Savannah's grid, she herself wasn't going to do something immoral, but it was affecting her mom, right? So immoral actions are opposite the mother, right? So the immoral actions of other people, because oppositions have to do with other people, immoral actions are coming to the mother. It's not good, right? It's really bad. Now, had there been a 6, if there had been a 6 in the grid somewhere, then it might have been like someone stole her purse or something like that. They knocked her down and stole her purse. But without this 6, that full opposition is in effect, and it's very bad. And then I wanted to mention something really quickly about Savannah herself. So her number 3 Jupiter Antardasha is over, so we take this 3 away, and she's just started today her Rahu Antardasha, and so we essentially put a number 4 here. And so she's going to be running this for 24 days, her Rahu Antardasha. And do you see how she has no 8 and then she has no 9? For the next 24 days, this is just going to be one of the most difficult times for her because it's creating, without the 8 and the 5, a lot of instability. It's very challenging. And then beginning, let's see, mid-March, we'll essentially take that number 4 out because she'll be in her Mercury Dasha. And so see how she has these 2 7s with the 5 and then the 9 with the 5? This is going to bring her huge amounts of courage and the ability to be able to speak well and just have this courage and power within the way she speaks. And then also the 2 7s with the 5 really make someone deep and introspective and analytical, and they really get down to the heart of things. And that will last until towards the end of April. And then last thing with Savannah and her grid. So starting the 1st of August, she's going to be in her Saturn Antardasha. Remember, we're still within the number 1 Sun Dasha, that bigger umbrella. So when she runs Saturn, obviously these other numbers are here. We put in an 8 by way of Dasha and time period. When you have the 2 2s and the 8, especially without the 4, it's going to be a time of really of great sadness and depression. And that would make sense because, however things go, it takes time to process, right? But anyway, I just wanted to show you guys this, how we can see even, I have analyzed Nancy's grid as well to see what's happening, but I just wanted to show you how through a family member, we can really understand someone and what's happening to the family member's life. And in this case, it was Nancy Guthrie. And yeah, my heart just breaks for that family and just, everyone involved. And I know it has to be affecting, like people that are on the scene daily, having to see the Guthrie family. So sad. But let me know if you have any questions about Savannah's grid. And I will be putting up another video in the next couple of days about how to do the Vedic grid for yourself. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.